earlier, the independent autopsy into the death of George Floyd indicated unequivocally that George Floyd died from homicide due to asphyxiation. It was important for the Floyd family to do an independent autopsy because, unfortunately, the Hennepin County Medical Examiner's preliminary autopsy was super questionable. It indicated that he died from, pretty much everything other than what actually occurred, which was Derek Chauvin, the cop, putting his knee on his neck, and that's what led to his death. It was asphyxiation. Well, now, after the independent autopsy has come out, now we're hearing from the Hennepin County Medical Examiner again, and oh, wow, would you look at this? They're blaming the death on, let me just give you the exact wording. The Hennepin County Medical Examiner released its toxicology findings and say George died from cardiopulmonary arrest, which complicated law enforcement's subdual restraint and neck compression of him. That is critical, but the report also says this is under how the injury occurred, okay? And they claim that he had fentanyl in his system. So yeah. He died of a heart attack. He died because he was intoxicated, pretty much anything, right? The independent autopsy confirmed what we saw with our own eyes. There was a cop who decided to kneel on his neck, okay, and continued to kneel on his neck after he was unresponsive for nearly 3 minutes. And by the way, a fact of this story that I learned today, and it was just heartbreaking, when you watch that George Floyd video, there's a part of it where he's begging for his mother. His mom has passed away. His mom's been gone for 3 years, and he was begging for his mom. It's just like the most heartbreaking part of the story. I mean, of course, his death is the worst part, but like he's begging for his mother who's been dead for 3 years. And like for the Hennepin County Medical Examiner to blame his death on like a heart attack and drugs instead of just calling it what it is. He was murdered by that cop, period. This is just such a disgusting way of handling the autopsy. I can't believe, and oh, wow, what a coincidence. Immediately after there's a press conference giving us the details of the independent autopsy, they come out with this crap.
Yeah, so look, I'm going to get constructive here in a minute, but in terms of the dueling autopsies, either one side is incompetent or lying, because one autopsy says that he did not have pre-existing conditions that contributed to this, and the other side, the county side, says there was. One side says he has no drugs in his system. The other side says there was fentanyl in his system. So somebody got it wrong. Now I guess we're going to have to do a third autopsy. I don't even know if that's allowed. So here's the constructive part. On day one, I told you guys this. I said it in a podcast when we had conservatives and progressives yelling at each other, and almost no one else is talking about this. I wonder if there's anything we can do. Like nobody in the news is talking about. Yes, but how do you fix it? So in this case, one of the ways that you fix it is the minute there's a police involved homicide like this or death like this, you get federal investigation into it. Those guys at the coroner's office work with the cops every single day. The local prosecutors work with the cops every single day. They're often friends. They often go to barbecues with one another. But even if they're not friends, they need to have a professional relationship. You think they're going to have a great professional relationship if they call the cops buddies, one of the cops himself, a murderer? No, they're going to have a toxic relationship. And those cops, you think they're going to be hunky-dory with the prosecutors and the coroners and all those guys? No, you know how the cops are with thin blue line and all that crap. So you need a federal investigation every time. So we're not guessing at which coroner was right and which autopsy was lying and which one wasn't, etc. But that kind of reform is the reform we never, ever, ever get, because the right wing goes, no way, man, we're going to protect the cops under all circumstances. And the Democrats go, okay, oh, cop union, police union, and donors and status quo. Don't worry. We'll talk a good game, but at the end of the day, we won't reform cops at all. because Democrats don't have the courage to reform policing in this country, and the Republicans don't have the inclination. That's why you have conflicting reports like this. So if you tell me to trust a local prosecutor or a local coroner weighing in on local police, my answer is hell no. I don't trust them at all. I think they're all part of the same system, and I think the chance of them flat out lying is significantly high.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.